Greetings, peace, and love. Latif Embry. Today we are going to be getting into my family register as far as my nationality and my direct descendant bloodline, whom reigns from Albert Pike, who was a Grand Commander of the Scottish Rite. Here is my family register as far as Benjamin H. Pike, Rebecca Jane Hoheimer Pike, and Elizabeth Pike Embry. I would like to welcome you to the Cornish Temple. Our hours of operation are 8 to 11 p.m., so I will be here. I would like to update in regards to the Cornish Temple email. I received my appeal, and I received the email back, so you can reach me at thecornishtemple@gmail.com, and that is all letters lowercase, at gmail.com. I was really compelled to do this video because I seen where they pulled Albert Pike's statue down, where they was saying how he was speaking in hate towards Asiatics and different things like that. So I would like to get into some of his literature so I can show you that he was of Rotarian complexion. He always honored those whom honored themselves and knew themselves. The official statement concerning Pike's statue: we can never condone unlawful acts, otherwise the foundation of our society would crumble. However, the statue has belonged to the people since we gave it to them more than 100 years ago. Our prayer is that the removal of the statue can be at least a small step towards healing our nation's wounds. However, the ones whom pulled the statue down, they call themselves a color, and there is no nation without a nationality. The ones whom pulled the statues down call themselves a color, white, or if they was Asiatics, they was black. There is no nation without nationality. Above all, remember that Masonry is the realm of peace, and that among Masons there must be no dissension, but only that noble emulation which can best work and best agree. Wherever there is strife and hatred among the brothers, there is no Masonry, for Masonry is peace and brotherly love and concord. Masonry is the great peace society of the world. Wherever it exists, it struggles to prevent international difficulties and disputes and to bind republics, kingdoms, and empires together in one great band of peace and amity. It would not so often struggle in vain if Masons knew their power and valued their oaths. Masonry is useful to all men, to the learned, because it affords them the opportunity of exercising their talents upon subjects eminently worthy of their attention, to the illiterate, because it offers them important instruction, to the young, because it presents them with the salutary precepts and good examples, and accustoms them to reflect on the proper mode of living, to the man of the world, whom it furnishes with noble and useful recreation, to the traveler, whom it enables to find friends and brothers in countries where else he could be isolated and solitary. A Freemason, therefore, should be a man of honor and conscience, preferring his duty to everything besides, even to his life, independent of his opinions and of good morals, submissive to the laws, devoted to the humanity, to his country, to his family, kind and indulgent to his brother, friend of all virtuous men, and ready to assist his fellows by all means in his power. Masonry is not made for cold souls and narrow minds that do not comprehend its lofty mission and sublime apostolate. Masonry is not made for cold souls and narrow minds that do not comprehend its lofty mission and sublime apostolate. Albert Pike's statue was pulled down and burned after George Floyd was murdered. I would now like to read an excerpt from A Divine Warning by the Prophet for the Nations. This is from Ali. Those who fail to recognize the free national name of their constitutional government are classed as undesirables and are subject to all inferior names and abuses and mistreatments that the citizens care to bestow upon them, and it is a sin for any group of people to violate their national constitutional laws of a free national government and cling to the names and principles that delude to slavery. So, if you see the previous videos where I was speaking on color of law, on a nation has nationality, they don't call themselves colors. They are not varnished or dyed. Colors are not nouns, they're adjectives. So you must stand with a nationality to even be a part of a nation. Members of the Masonic order who are simply Master Masons will advance either to the commandery of the Knights Templar or the consistory of the ancient and accepted Scottish Rite, in order that they may become Shriners. Then again, in many cases, men will enter the order of Freemasonry so that they can become Shriners. The ancient Arabic order of nobles of the mystic shrine was instituted by Mohammedan Caliph Ali, his name be praised, the son-in-law of the Prophet Muhammad, in the year of 25 in Hijra, or AD 656, at Mecca. So to make the claim that Albert Pike had hate towards someone who was melanated, it holds no water, because Ali and Muhammad, they was melanated, and they had hair like lamb's wool and feet like burner's brass, and he knew this. I even seen people who was sitting in government seats speaking before the public saying that these statues should be pulled down. My bloodline was documenting and pushing for all nations of the world to know the paramount importance of nationality. And that's why they're trying to throw you off, because they know if you read his literature, you will find out that nations have nationality. And those who call you colors, whether it be government or de facto government, they are doing it on purpose because it pulls you out of the human family, and that they can class you as undesirable and mistreat you without any criminal charges or getting in trouble, because you are not honoring your foremothers and forefathers and honoring your nationality, your nation, your divine creed, your religious creed. Anyone who is claiming Masonry or being a Shriner that has hate in their heart, they are no longer a Mason or a Shriner. And that's just how it goes. When the Masons started breaking up and consolidating because they didn't know how to govern themselves, they wrote my bloodline. They wrote Albert Pike and asked him to give them guidance. So he wrote out instructions and they followed it. However, they are not sticking to their oath. The oaths that you hear about in regards to Masonry and Shriners is a modern oath. As far as the old-time religion, it was instituted by Ali, and Ali teaches us to love instead of hate, and to treat your brother as your fellow man, no matter the skin tone, because man is not flesh nor soul, but spirit, and one with the Father God Allah. I myself has sent out a plea to all lodges, all Masons, all Shriners, in regards to the confusion they have. They are now consolidating again. People do not come into the temples anymore because they're not learning aught. They are not knowing thyself. They stay in these lodges or these temples for 40 to 50 years and they never know thyself. They are not taught to study themselves. They are not taught about nationality, the paramount importance of nationality. I am awaiting a favorable reply from my brothers to see whom is still faithful to this creed. To love your brother, learn to love instead of hate, and to uplift fallen humanity. The oath they gave, I know the original oath, and I can hold them to that, because they came to my bloodline for assistance and they was helped, so they owe me. And they also owe humanity to tell the truth. But they're scared because they know once people wake up and they know that they have not been holding on to their agreement, that they will be tore up, dragged through the streets. Again, I will be in chambers until 11. I have another hour. I will come here every day. I will check the emails and I will do my studies. And if I feel compelled to do a demonstration, I will do so. I will be here every day for 3 hours and then I will leave. Peace and love to all my brothers and sisters.